The missions continue in Gaza. We've been serving as Yahalom with the Nachal Brigade and other units, and so much shooting, so many explosions last night, and this morning, in the early hours of this morning, people that I was with died. And I love what the Nachal Brigade officer says. He says, we're going to continue to fight in the spirit and the memory of the fallen. And there we were in Beit Hanun, and I'm talking, some of these explosions just shook the entire building like a leaf. And in the Beit Hanun area, a lot of terrorists that were moving from Jabalia. A lot is going on, tanks everywhere, 8 tons. And what happened is, in recent weeks, the Nachal Brigade has been doing a lot of operations to bring peace to this area. There's a short time before the inauguration, and so close quarters combat, lots of shooting, lots of very intense. I feel like things just suddenly got so intense. And so booby-trapped buildings, suddenly in the fog, it was so foggy, we couldn't hardly see anything. And in the fog, these booby-trapped buildings, they're able to wire stuff. We're trying to see them with all of our cameras and all of our people spotting. And you know what? In recent days, we're seeing that there's just been a resurgence of some of these terrorists. And so we really stand, all the families. Now, how many soldiers exactly lost their lives, I'm not sure. I know there's about 10 or something injured. And I think at least 3 soldiers. One of them is, I understand, I still don't have all the details, but I understand that one of them is a very close family, a friend to our family, lives down the street from us. And so condolences to all of these who stand up for what's right, who stand, and we continue to stand. And in Lebanon, I was supposed to be there right now in Lebanon. I was supposed to be there, and what happened is it's delayed right now. But what happens is still we're taking out as many as we can of these Hezbollah terrorist infrastructure, and conducting intelligence-based strikes. And just going to go to intelligence-based strikes. And so what's happening is that the mechanisms that are coming into place with the ceasefire, what we're seeing is that it's going to be with Lebanon. It very well may be also with the terrorists who are occupying Gaza right now. Izzeldin al-Qassam and Islamic Jihad and Hamas. And there's a very short time, and right now you can see the Houthis are still shooting us. Just now, shooting, and Air Force is on high alert. Sometimes the sirens don't even sound. Now, there's people in Israel who say, good, get those, is it 98 hostages left? I believe it's 98 left at the last count of how many hostages, including hostages from 2014 as well, 2 people. And some say, no, we should not support a deal that includes the release of arch-terrorists, murderers, people with blood on their hands, and undermines the achievements of the war. Yes, getting the hostages back is part of it, but there's also other elements, dismantling Hamas, dismantling their infrastructure. And so some people are saying no, protesting and saying we shouldn't go for that. I mean, the draft deal, just so you know, very close to completion. I feel it. Everybody's talking about it here. And there's mediators from Qatar, from the United States, along with the Prime Minister, right? Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani, he's of Qatar, and he, along with some big time guys, are being sent. Mossad director, Shin Bet chief, all kinds of top people before Trump's inauguration. They're trying to really bring these hostages home, and everybody heard what he says and what Vance says, unpacked, that there will be very serious consequences if these hostages aren't home within, 6 days, is it? So the proposed deal looks like this, though. Increase of humanitarian aid, which means they better stop robbing their own people, because there's a ton of trucks going in. I see it every day. And that there would be a removal of IDF troops, myself probably included, over the next 42 days. 50 Palestinian prisoners for every one female released, and an exchange of 50 Palestinians serving life sentences as well. And so that is what's happening, is that 36 hostages are deceased right now. That's what the numbers I know of. And there's people that are very pro this and people that are very against this. Just, it's a very, very intense time. And this is a very intense week. And I just want to say this verse to you guys. As we're mourning, and we've been in mourning for a long time. It's going on 500 days of this trauma inside. And but we are fighting for our very lives and our very families. We almost were overrun on every side in this Severn Front War, but Psalms 44 verse 3 says, it was not by their sword that they won the land, nor did their own arm bring them victory. It was your right hand, your arm, and the light of your face, for you loved them. You loved Israel. And so we will not be afraid. We're not going to dismay. We're going to stand strong. And I just want to say again, those who are mourning. And again, I don't know if it was more than 3 soldiers that died. I heard reports. We don't have all the information. I heard the reports of 7 killed and 10 injured. I heard 3 killed and 10 injured. So we're mourning with all those who lost a loved one. And we're believing that the God of Israel is going to give us the victory. Massive, massive explosion just now.